Hello.
Hi, Puneet.
Hi, Saurav. So, welcome you all to Ask Me Anything sessions with Verismart. Here, uh, Verismart is a part of XR Open Source Fellowship Program by Fiki, supported by Meta. So, welcome, Saurav.
Great. Thank you, Puneet.
So, Saurav, would be great if you can start with your introduction first.
Sure. So I'll start with a brief introduction of mine, followed by the company introduction, and I think later we can just jump to what exactly we are looking at. So, so this is my third venture. Being a serial entrepreneur, my past venture got acquired by Times Group back in 2015, and before that, I got my first venture got acquired by a private equity fund, which was in auto tech. So all through my journey has been related to process automation across all the three ventures, and also has been uh, towards how we can have a lean model for growth when it comes to process automation in automobile industry, in travel industry, or in presently what we are working is a reg tech industry or the regulatory tech industry itself. Talking about Verismart, we started Verismart in 2017. It's a reg tech company which started with creating a process automation for multiple regulatory compliant industry itself, which is for BFSI sector, then IIDI, then aviation sectors and others. By the year 2019, we felt the need of how we can, kind of innovate further with our platform because we were working with seven banks among top 10 in India, which includes major brands, Airtel, Vodafone Idea, and multiple others, which have been our customer as a B2B2C customer, where they have been using us as a SaaS platform. So there the idea came up of how we can have a better enrichment of the customers through our channels altogether. So there we started working on a blockchain based data exchange platform. So this blockchain based data exchange platform is created to have a privacy compliant data sharing between enterprises and how enterprises could have a recurring monetization of data across different verticals. So, in present world, if I have to give you a very simple example, so there are super apps, there are singularity as a concept, where platforms like PhonePe, Paytm, and multiple others, they are trying to build singularity as a concept where they map the entire journey of a consumer from starting from their day-to-day needs to any of the other set of needs itself on a one single platform itself. And for that, they have to infuse a lot of money to achieve that goal. They've spent billions on that, and they continue to bleed money as we talk. But what sparks us is that it's nothing more than our digital property, which is being lended by multiple partners to have a product access for their end consumers. So we created a model where any fintech, any new startup, any company could have a better target audience with the data being empowered by different enterprises itself. These enterprises are majorly the legacy businesses or the platforms which has been into transactional capturing transactional data of the user itself. So now the problems comes up that how we can make this entire platform privacy compliant and how we ensure that they retain the power of the data and still able to monetize it. So that's where we started working ahead. We got a great interest. We partnered with OTA platforms, OTT platforms, then a lot of payment gateways, POS companies, banks, insurance companies altogether. So there, is something which we have led to that. Recently, if you just to name a couple of recent platform which we have done. So this is one of it is uh, digital banking unit, which is being inaugurated by our respected PM on 16th October 2022. And that is a platform running on our rails itself. Then we have a backend platform for the DigiYatra ID, which is again for the blockchain thing itself. Then we are also working towards different OTA, OTTs, food apps, and other set of platforms, which has a combined capability of more than 520 million users data pipeline being connected to the platform. So that is something which we have done. And we again learned a new thing where we, wanted it to share with you guys of how we want to make this same set of concepts in metaverse of having an ID interoperability, which I think post Puneet's discussion, I will go deep dive of how and what we are looking up and what kind of talent we are looking up to build that particular uh, uh, you know uh, product line for us.
I mean, it's a great journey so far. I mean, those who are applying for Very Smart, you have a chance to work with Saurabh directly and learn from his experience. So quickly, Saurabh, like we have put in two projects. The one
Mhm.
is the Dolphin Chat. The another one is interoperability
Yes.
of Meta ID,
Yeah,
right?
Meta Smart ID. Yeah.
Metaspark ID. So would be great if you can give us a glimpse about both the projects in detail so one can understand, and also if you can throw some lights like what are the things, what are the tech stacks, what are the basic requirement that you are looking at in the developer. Apart from that, what would be the secret sauce of making the proposals to impress you and your organization?
Sure. So I'll just jump for the first project, which is Meta Smart ID. So with a Meta Smart ID, we, me personally have been even part of Dubai Metaverse, where we were pitching to the PMO in of UAE around how the metaverse growth and everything need to be fueled. So what we have seen, what we have learned is that every other organizations or the platforms are now looking up to venture into the metaverse itself. So it means in the coming days, every other major platform like Reliance is doing one part of their different platform launch. Then aviation sector, we have seen Bangalore International Airport having their own metaverse itself. Then a lot of the bigger organizations, Dubai would have their own metaverse platform altogether. So everyone is creating their different metaverse platform. Now, we wanted is to stitch the real identity to the meta ID or the avatar which is being created in metaverse. Because in future, if a person has to participate in metaverse in across multiple platforms altogether, they would need to participate or create their avatars across different platforms itself. So in order to stitch or bring that interoperability between the different avatars and having the know-how of basic characterization, digitization part of it, behavioral aspect of the user, social aspect of the users, and other things itself, we wanted that all of these platforms should be sharing one single ID for metaverse, where avatar can be made interoperable across all the different metaverses which is going to be created. So that is something which we are looking up. In simple words, if you would see Spider-Man as a name, is we have seen the movie Spider-Man where different Spider-Mans from all the different novels comes to a same platform of one metaverse itself. Then ID interoperability for that is being somehow need to be maintained. That is something which we are looking up, and it's a kind of have a multiple use cases. So let's say if you are shopping at any of the platform, which may be a retail platform which has created their metaverse altogether, and you're shopping virtually while being an avatar in that metaverse itself, and the same metaverse you want to experience the same at the airport itself. The same avatar can be used in those cases itself. So that is something which we are trying to achieve altogether. So that is for the Meta Smart ID which we are looking up. In terms of Dolphin chat, So it's a CPaaS platform, which is a communication platform as a service. This is something which we have already been running with more than 92 plus clients spread across some major brands like New India Assurance, then a lot banks like Airtel Payment Bank, Kotak Bank, and other set of banking plus OTAs. So Make My Trip is our customer on that particular thing. So there we wanted to create the same set of communication layers in metaverse as well as in a real world. For a communication platform as a service, what we are looking up is maybe AI level 4 for integration or development on that particular front. So if someone would understand a Rasta or other set of platform of how they can make their communication more humanized, both on the voice as well as on the text, that is something which we are looking up for the CPaaS platform altogether. So yeah, Puneet, you wanted to add or ask something?
So, I mean, both of the products are pretty awesome. They are connecting in and out with the metaverse. So, from a developer perspective, what would be the ideal tech stacks that you are looking at? As mentioned on the website, like Blender, Python, C Sharp, Flask, Unity 3D,
Yes,
Unreal Engine. These are the basic
yes.
requirements. If suppose I am not familiar with each one of them, but I am familiar with Blender, does it
Hmm.
add value in my proposal, or I need to know each one of them?
No, so the point is, see, we have three different set of roles. One would be for the technology part of it, and the other would be the front end and the back end part of it. So you need not be expert in all the mentioned tech stack part of it.
Jack
So
of
if
all
someone,
trades.
yeah, you need not be the jack of all trades. You need to be good at least one or maybe two. Two is a preference would be given to someone on that front. But so if I have to say, if you are a blockchain developer, you have a good knowledge with Solidity, Node.js, and EtherSpot or ZKP, other things itself. There is there's a straightforward interview will be aligned only to those topic itself. You won't be asked for having a knowledge of Unity 3D or Blender or other set of tools itself. So your area of development would be specifically on the blockchain piece itself. If you are a designer, if you have done certain great designings on that front, so obviously those people would understand if you are having a knowledge altogether for Blender, 3D Max, Maya, Maya, and other set of Omniverse itself. So that is a good a win for you because then your interview will be aligned according to those respective team members itself. Then, if you're a front end or a back end developer, someone working on an AI front, having a knowledge of let's say Rasta as a framework. Then, if you are already aware of Python, Django, or a fast API, you have to good with that part of the development itself. You know your React, JS, and other things. Then your interviews will be aligned to your respective front end or back end development team itself. So you need not to be jack of all trades. Focus on one. You need to have if you have certain expertise, if you have some product experience in past, it's a complete preference which goes on that particular thing. Then because you have a proven record for us to share itself, we always prefer anything which is live in the environment. If you have a product which is live out there, you have done something, our most of our discussions would be then more aligned towards of what you have done in past itself and what you are also aiming for your future because what we wanted the people to work as a close team members and not just as an intern or an employee to the organization because here we are building something for future and your perspective your understanding about that division or domain is going to play a important role during your interview process or a discussion process while you are putting up your presentation.
Right. So apart from that, if I got selected at Very Smart, do I have any option to work with you continuously? Does I get pre-placement offer or something like that?
So yes, so here, thanks to Meta, thanks to Digital India Initiative, thanks to Reskill. for pulling up a large set of talent to us. We are looking for building the core team in the respective product line which we have just mentioned, the Meta Smart ID as well as the CPaaS platform Dolphin Chat part of it. So we are looking up to have a longer engagement. We are not looking for a short-term engagement. Rather, we would prefer people who are ready to commit for a longer engagement, because we're going to spend time with you. You know, doing your skill training, doing giving you real-world examples, making you POCs with our live customers, the existing customers itself, and these are the biggest brands in the country, from Airtel to Vodafone Idea, from ICICI Bank, Union Bank, a lot other OTA, OTT platforms. So we are just looking up someone who is ready to commit for a longer term. We will be giving them a pre-placement offer. We will be looking up that how we can make them as a part of our core team going forward. And believe us, our experience working with different enterprises is gonna add a lot of value to your resume.
Awesome. That's the uh, cherry on a cake kind of thing for all the developers. Apart from that, like how much time would be ideal per week from a developer standpoint or from an organization standpoint?
So, although it does depends on the engagement model, it goes from individual to a discussion itself. But I would still say that if someone is sparing 2 to 3 hours a day, and maybe a bit more longer hours on maybe a weekend on Saturdays or something, it will be really good. Uh, Roughly somewhere between 25 to 30 hours a week is something which we are looking at.
Right. Keeping in mind most of the developers are pursuing their engineering or the grad.
Education or yeah, yeah.
Great. I mean, and just the last question that I just wanted to put, is there any secret advice or tips for those who are watching live so they can implement those tips and tricks while preparing the proposal?
Okay. So if I have to advise, so just be more realistic in your approach. Uh, Put more and more numbers of what you have done in past. If you have a live project, showcase it to us. We'll be happy to look at it. If you have done anything in that direction of what we are asking or what the product really requires, again, it's an add-on. It's gonna surely reflect on our decision making, and also uh, someone who we are looking for problem solvers and not just coders. If you feel proud of being a problem solver, if you have a realistic example or real world examples of it may not be always tech, it can be other set of problem solving skills which you might have in past. y- do share it with us. We're gonna, it's gonna surely reflect on the presentation or the our decision making, which we consider for an individual. So just be confident, just be truthful to what you claim, and I believe there's no stopping for that one.
That's great. I mean, that sounds amazing. Thank you so much, Saurabh, for your time.
Okay,
We look forward to have many more applications set your way. So we'll
great.
bombard with lots of application and good talent, with of course good
Yeah,
talent.
you will our team will be quick enough to respond the people right in time. Any queries, if you guys feel, you can ask me right now, or you can just email us. I can just mention our email ID over here, so that
And
anyone
there is a
who
Slack
wants to write
channel
to
as
us.
well.
Sorry.
So there is a Slack channel as well. So there are lots of query
Okay.
are coming from developers. So request if you
Okay.
can team can join and respond.
Sure. Just send us the Slack link, and I'll
I'll do
appoint
that too.
someone to have a complete overview on and respond to those queries.
Sure, I'll do that. Thank you so much. It was quick.
Thanks. Thanks, Puneet. Thanks, everyone.
Just
We'll
one
look forward for
question.
a good presentation from your side. Okay. So there's a Lakshit Pant. I'm still confused with the first project, what task we need to do for the same. So, okay. So, Lakshit, if you are someone who is good with metaverse development, where we are talking about two components of it. One is on the designing front, creating the metaverse itself. Uh, uh, you will be interviewed for the project. And if you are someone who has a good or expertise in creating cross-platform rails between blockchain, platforms, like if you would have a experience with Ethereum or a Hyperledger. So there's a product called Hyperledger Besu, which is being there as an interoperability between enterprise Ethereum as well as the Hyperledger itself. So in that case itself, your expertise will be important. So if you are a blockchain developer, Solidity to Node.js to other set of skills which is mentioned in the proposal would be required. If you are a metaverse developer, your Unity 3D to Blenders to Maya and other set of softwares would be required. So if you are either from either of the roles, or if you want to um, uh, creating a presentation which is talking about interoperability between two metaverses. In a simple example, if you have a metaverse for an airport, or if you have a metaverse for a shopping mall, okay, how the ID interoperability will work between them is something which we are looking at, because the same person can be then connected to the payment gateways, to the payment platform, to the other set of Visa, Mastercard APIs altogether, and similarly, that person, same avatar, can go from one metaverse to another. So that is something which we are looking at. Yes, React will be considered for the front end.
Awesome.
Dolphin Chat, Blender, Python. Okay, yes, I think Puneet has mentioned this thing. So that yes, both projects are kind of interconnected to each other. If you would look at it, communication platform as well as the the metaverse or the blockchain MetaSmart IT project. These are interconnected to each
Great. So that's all for today. Thank you so much.
other. Thanks, Puneet, and thanks everyone. We'll look forward for a good presentation.
Same here. Thank you.